Hello, hello, hello. Got me.
Thank you so much, Bill. Thank you, Jerry. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Unity of Orange County. How you doing today? Oh, that's fantastic to hear. Welcome. It's so nice to see you all. We are going to get our vibration going by singing, so please rise. We're going to be singing I Release and I Let Go. Starts off slow like this. There was a time in my life I thought I'd have to do it all for myself. Didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. Didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say, if you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, you've got to let it go. Let it all go. This is what you have to say. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Well done, everyone. You may be seated, and I want to welcome Tina to the platform.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. How's everybody this morning? Great. It's so nice to have you here today. And happy Father's Day. Even the women, happy Father's Day. Yes. A lot of us that were single moms, we know that story, right? Well, very good. Welcome, welcome. We'd like to start our morning by affirming our prayer for our church, also affirming our vision and mission statements. So let's be sure to say it with meaning, say it with heart. First, our prayer. We pray, believe, and affirm continued growth and prosperity for unity of Orange County, with an abundance to spare and share. With grateful hearts, we give thanks for answered prayer, and so it is. Amen. And our vision statements? Centered in divine love, we joyfully co-create a world that works for all. And our mission statement, to awaken, inspire, and transform lives. And at this time, I'd like to acknowledge those that help make this service possible, because it does take a village. So first of all, Bill on keyboards, Jerry on drums, Tom on vocals, and we have Mark on camera. Waverly is streaming. And our greeters today were Carla and George. And we also are going to have Diane read our daily word today and lead us in our guided meditation. And our wonderful Reverend Arlene will be giving us our message today. And it will be our part 2. Is that correct? Part 2 today? Very good. Okay. So a few announcements. We are looking for a way, if you are looking for a way to serve Unity of Orange County, we are now looking for Sunday Angels. Sunday Angels are people who are willing to help set up for the service or take things down after the service. And we have our first service Sunday Angel was Wilma this morning. So thank you, Wilma, so very much for volunteering. And George last Sunday was such a big help. And so thank you so much, George. So these are great opportunities to be of service for our church. And so please see myself or any board member if you are interested in helping, or just come early or stay late and chip in. We're a bunch of bossy people. We can tell you what to do. That's for sure. Okay. The Silent Voice, Christopher's book on homelessness, is now on sale at the following link. And I think we have that up there so you can see where you can order. Or go Google Lulu Bookstore and search for The Silent Voice. All monies from the sale of the book will go to the Unity of Orange County. If you need prayer, you can email our prayer line at uocpray@gmail.com, and you will receive an email and your name will be put on the prayer list. And that's, or, Unity Village, they are praying for you also, 24/7. And so, you can also go that way. Amy is here today. Thank you, Amy, who's our volunteer coordinator. And she is looking for volunteers. So please see Amy. Okay, for a full listing of all of our upcoming activities, please go to our website, unityoforangecounty.org, to our calendar. And before I forget, because I can kind of hear on my ear here, there is choir practice today after church. So be there so that we can have a wonderful choir July 3rd. It's going to be awesome. And I think that's it. All right. Thank you, everybody.
So today we're continuing to talk about relationships, and this one is about letting go of your trash, kind of, letting go of your preconceived notions about things. So I chose this song. This is a Sting song, and Sting is one of my favorite artists because he chooses lyrics that are outside of his experience. He's really good at putting himself in someone else's shoes. This is not a great song for Father's Day, per se, I realized after the fact, because I'm kind of in denial that today's Father's Day, if I'm being honest. But this is, the singer has a perspective that's going on. And what I love about this song is where his perspective goes. It goes from being in a very negative place about his very bad situation to finding a little glimmer of something maybe more grand than his own personal trials. And that is what this song is about. So hang with me for a second. We'll get there, I promise. "7 weeks have passed now since she left me. She shows her face to ask me how I am. She says the kids are fine, that they miss me. Maybe I could come and babysit sometime. She says, are you okay? I was worried about you. Can you forgive me? I hope that you'll be happy." I said, "I'm so happy that I can't stop crying. I'm so happy, I'm laughing through my tears. I saw a friend of mine, he said I was worried about you. I heard she had another man, I wondered how you felt about it. I said, I'm so happy that I can't stop crying. I'm so happy, I'm laughing through my tears. Saw my lawyer, Mr. Good News, he got me joint custody and legal separation. I'm so happy that I can't stop crying. I'm so laughing through my tears." That's the thing. One more second, please. I'm so happy that I can't stop crying. I'm so happy, I'm laughing through my tears. I took a walk alone last night. I looked up at the stars to try to find an answer in my life. I chose a star for me, I chose a star for him. I chose 2 stars for my kids and 1 star for my wife. Something made me smile, something seemed to ease the pain. Something about the universe and how it's all connected. The park is full of Sunday fathers and melted ice cream. We do our best within the given time. A kid should be with his mother, everybody knows that. What can a father do but babysit sometimes? I saw that friend of mine, he said, you look different somehow. Everybody's got to live their darkness sometimes. I'm so happy that I can't stop crying. I'm laughing through my tears. I'm laughing through my tears. I'm so happy that I can't stop crying. I'm laughing through my tears. I'm laughing through my tears. Like I said, he gets there in the end. That's the important part. Thank you, guys. All right, it's time to get ready for our daily word and meditation. We're going to do that by getting comfortable in our chairs, feet flat on the floor, if that's what's okay for your body. And we're going to do it by singing Blessing to the World. The first one is You Are. You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth, and who you are and all you do is a blessing to the world. Take it inside for yourself. Know the I am. I am the heart, I am the hands, I am the voice of spirit on earth, and who I am span to include everyone. We are. We are the heart. We are the hands. We are the voice of spirit on earth. And who we are and all we do is a blessing to the world. A blessing to the world. I'd like to invite Diane to the platform.
Good morning, everyone, and happy Father's Day on this absolutely exquisite summer day today. Aren't we blessed? Live in such a beautiful part of the country, and thank you all for being here today. So, I'm on the wrong page. Today's word is Sunday, June 19th, Father's Blessing. I bless all fathers with thoughts of gratitude. I am grateful for fathers, grandfathers, stepfathers, and all father figures who care for children and families. I pray they are called always to follow their guidance and to act to express divine love. I envision their hearts and minds opening to receive blessings of strength, patience, and tenderness. I see them supported in all they are called upon to do and comforted during times of struggle. I pray also for children, young and old, as they remember their fathers. May cherished memories bring smiles and warmth, and may the love remain alive forever in hearts and minds. And for all those on a healing or forgiveness journey, I pray that divine love leads and comforts them on a path towards lasting peace. May the peace and love of God fill their hearts today and every day. And from Numbers 6:24, the Lord bless you and keep you. And now will our trustee bring up the prayer box. Centered in God, we affirm that the universe is in divine order, and we give thanks for answered prayer. Coming from this place of spirit, we manifest all of the good that God has for these prayer requests according to divine order. We bless them, and we give thanks for the highest and best of all of humanity. Now let's take a few moments for silent prayer together here in the sanctuary and wherever you are viewing this service. And so it is. Amen. Thank you. Now let's get comfortable and take a few minutes to clear your mind. Tune into your higher self. Slowly and deeply breathe in and out. Allow your thoughts to clear. Shift your awareness to your heart. Feel into the preciousness of the present moment. On your next breath, invite a smile to your face. Visualize your father or a father figure in your mind's eye. Bring into your mind a fond memory with your father or uncle or other father figure. Continue to breathe deep into your heart. Dedicate your breath to the father figure in your life. We all have father figures in our lives for whom we are grateful. We allow them into our awareness right now. Infuse them with kindness, gentleness, love, and gratitude. We give heartfelt gratitude for the influence of fathers in our lives. Physical fathers, adopted fathers, or other father figures. We thank them for their loving support and encouragement. We give thanks for their ongoing presence in our lives. A father is love, sacrifice, giving what they have for the future generations. Being a father is generosity and giving love. We are so grateful for our own fathers, all of the fathers in this room, the fathers in our community, and all of the fathers in humanity. We are so grateful for the gift of fathers to our world. What a wonderful world with fathers in it. We honor all fathers as we celebrate Father's Day today. And so it is.
Thank you. Thank you. And thank you, Tom. So, we are talking today about letting go again, but, Today is going to be a challenge because last week we talked about letting go of stuff. And letting go of stuff, including people in jobs, is a little bit of all the letting goes, it's probably the easiest. We get tired of accumulating things, we go through things, we let them go. But today we're going to talk about letting go of our old thinking. That was a perfect song about we are the thinker of our thoughts and we control our life by our thinking. And this is one of the most difficult things in unity that a lot of people come into unity have a hard time with, because when you're told, well, we don't have anything you have to do, you don't have, all this stuff. But we have this third principle, which says that, by our thinking, can we control our life? And that's not easy because we are so attached to our thinking the way it is. Letting go of it and thinking differently is really scary. It's probably one of the hardest things that we teach in unity is letting go of that old thinking. And even Tom's song, he finally gets to see things differently because he thinks differently about what he sees. And so, in Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, he has this wonderful analogy, and he says that we think of ourselves in a locked safe, and written on the inside of the safe are the words "old consciousness." And we have the key to open up that safe, but we don't realize that we have it. And so we are living in this safe. It's maybe not this square box we're in, but it is in this world we have created by our thinking. And the way to get out of that is through changing our thinking. So last week we talked about the Israelites and letting go as they left Egypt, and they had to let go of all their possessions and everything, and so they didn't want to let go. But the greatest thing they had to let go of was their old thoughts. You see, they thought that they could only live in Egypt, where everything was provided for them, and they didn't have to think. They had jobs and everything else. So they had to let go of this idea that they were slaves to this place, and that they couldn't exist without it. And we have to let go of that same idea that we are slaves to our thinking. We think, well, if I could change my thinking, I would. I remember saying that early on. Well, if I could change my thinking, I would. Well, the fact of the matter is that we can change our thinking. We can by looking at things differently and with the help of a power greater than ourselves, God. So we always realize in unity that our life is an outpicturing of our thoughts. So if we want to change something out there, yes, there are things we can let go of, but we have to change our thinking. And that isn't always easy. So all my life, I always thought that the outside of my life controlled my life. So depending on where I lived, who I was with, the job I had, all of that I identified as being me. And therefore, that was who I was. And the first time that I began to see that, wait a minute here, if I changed my thinking, my life might change, was such a new concept to me. And I remember the first time. It was before I even came to Unity. And I believed that I'm a recovered alcoholic, so I believed that I couldn't help it. I was who I was and everything, and if you had my life and blah, blah, blah. And then I saw this woman, and there was something about her that was different. And I couldn't figure out what it was. It was like nothing I had ever seen before. And I talked to my friend, who was the girlfriend of a friend of mine, and I said, I may tell this. He happened to be my hairdresser. So I said to him, I had long blonde hair, and she had short red hair. So thinking that everything was the outside in, that I had to change something on the outside in order to change my life, I said to him, I want to cut my hair short. Because somehow I thought with short hair, I would have what she had. I didn't know what she had, but I knew that I wanted what she had. So he cut my hair, and guess what? My life didn't change. My life didn't change at all. So the following month I go and I say, I think it's the red hair. If I had red hair, my life would be better. Now, my life is completely unmanageable. It is falling apart, but red hair is going to make my life better. And that's when he said to me, wait a minute. Before I change the color of your hair, I think you need to talk to this person. So he called her up and she came over. And what I saw in her was the light of God. What I saw in her was this consciousness that we could change our life by changing our thinking. And she had changed her life by changing her thinking. And so I went on this path, and, they introduced me to the Course in Miracles and 12-step and unity and all of this. And this whole new world began to open up to me about the fact that, wait a minute, no matter what I do on the outside, that's really not going to change the quality of my life, but changing my thinking will. And we get so attached to that stuff on the outside that we begin to attach ourselves with that. So fast forward many years past that, and I had a business, I had an insurance agency, and I did very well. Financially, I did very well. And we also had a retreat center, a meditation center, which wasn't doing so well financially. But it was what we dreamed. It was our vision. It was this thing. And one day I just thought, I can't do this job anymore. I can't do this insurance job because it wasn't in alignment with my consciousness. There were things that they wanted me to do, that I had to do, that just didn't sit right with everything that I believed. And so I thought, I need to leave this job. But now we depended on the money from that job for the retreat center. And so I had to think, well, what do I do? Do I hold on to this? And, Christopher and I talked about it and came to the realization that you can't do something that is out of alignment with your consciousness. And once you're on this path and you reach a higher consciousness, you can't stay in Egypt. That old job was Egypt. It was that sense consciousness. It was the money and the prestige and all of that. That no longer served because I was now on this new path. We had a meditation center. And so I decided to leave. And I remember some of the other people, the agents that I worked with, they said to me, you're doing what? I said, yeah. I said, I'm leaving. And I couldn't explain to them why. You can't say to somebody who's living in Egypt in that sense consciousness that, this isn't in my consciousness anymore. They look at you like, what are you talking about? It isn't in your consciousness anymore. And so I left. Well, the amazing thing that happens is when we are true to what we believe, when we stick to what we know in our thinking, in our thoughts, is what is in alignment with God's will for us, everything we need, we receive. Everything we need, we receive. And I have to tell you that although I thought I needed this to have that, we managed without that. And sometimes I don't even know how we did it. But we always seem to manage because everything was in alignment with our thinking. See, we don't realize, we're so stuck in that, we don't realize that we can at any time let go if it is not in alignment with where we want our thinking to be. So there's a story, there was there was a zoo, and they wanted to catch monkeys, but they wanted to do it humanely. So what they did is they put out these jars with fruit and nuts and everything that was really sweet as a way to catch the monkeys. And so the monkeys would come, and they would put their hands in the jar to grab the fruit. And they would have the fruit in their hand, and because they had their little fist on it, they couldn't get their hand out of the jar. And so the zookeepers would come, and there would be the monkeys with their hands in the jar, and they didn't have to do anything to catch them. Now, what the monkeys didn't realize, that at any time, all they had to do was release the fruit, and they could have gotten their hands out of the jar. And that's what happens to us. We're holding on to things so tight. We don't realize that at any time we could be free, we can be out of that safe if all we do is open our hand and let go. But we think we have to hold on, because if we hold on, then we'll be able to do things. So the mind can bring us many good things, but the mind can also do negative things. So was a story in a London paper years ago. There was a pro tennis player by the name of Jem Gilbert. And when she was a young child, she went to the dentist with her mother, and her mother, for some reason, when she got in the dentist chair, died. Probably had a heart attack and died. Well, Jem associated the dentist chair with her mother dying. So for years and years and years, she would not go to the dentist. And years pass, and now her teeth are really hurting. She's in a lot of pain, and she's got to go to a dentist. So the dentist agrees to come to her house. She has her minister there, and she has, her friends there supporting her, and she's trying, to calm down, to be able to do this. And as soon as the dentist gets out his tool, before he puts it near her, she dies. And the paper said that she died from her thinking. Her thoughts killed her. Because if you believe something enough, and she believed that the dentist somehow was the cause of her mother's death and was going to cause her death, guess what happened? It happened. So that's how strong our thinking is. It can cause us to die, but it also can cause us to live. And it could cause us to live a life that is way beyond anything we think we can. Because whatever we think we can and believe, we can conceive. So if we think we are stuck in this little world, this little life, this little existence, because we don't have the money, we don't have the education, we don't have this, we don't have that, whatever, then that is what we create. If I think I could only earn $10,000 a year, I will always earn $10,000 a year. If I think I can earn $10 million a year, I will create a life. Now, we have to really believe that. We can't just say, I want $10 million a year. That doesn't work. So there was a study when they had the salesman, and he was doing really well. He was like the top salesman, and so the company he worked for thought, well, he's the top salesman where he is, so they would give him this bigger district so he could make even more money. Well, they gave him the bigger district, and he didn't make any more money. And then they gave him a smaller district, and then he's made that same amount of money. See, because in his mind, that was what he deserved, that's what he could earn, that's what he had the ability to make. So we create our life by our thinking. And as hard as that is for us to get, it is so important, because that is the way we have true freedom. That is the way we create a life that we want, as opposed to the life that we are given. So close your eyes for a moment and take a few deep breaths. And go back in your mind and try and think of something that you've been telling yourself. Maybe it's that I'm too old to do this, or I don't have enough education to do this, or no one in my family has ever done this before. Some thought that you might be holding on to that is keeping you locked in a safe of old consciousness. We cannot change this thought ourselves. We have to ask God. We have to ask God for the willingness to change our thoughts. We have to ask God for the openness, to be open-minded enough to know that it is possible to change our thoughts. And we have to be honest enough to see what thoughts we're holding on to that are keeping us back. And then we give it to God. We maybe write it down on a piece of paper and put it in a God box. Write it down and burn it. Do something as an indication that you're willing to let go once and for all of whatever thinking you are holding on to that is keeping you from the life that you want to live, that is keeping you from being the person that you want to be, that is keeping you from a higher awareness that we live and breathe and have our being in God. And so we say, we give this to you, knowing that as we change our thoughts, we change our life. There is no other way. And so we say, thank you, God, for the awareness that we have within us the power to change our thoughts, to let go of the old, and create the life we truly want. And so it is. Amen.
This is a song from the musical Company by Stephen Sondheim. You guys have seen this. Main character has fought against relationships, fought against the idea of relationships the whole show. This is the moment where he's finally coming to terms with what having a relationship could mean for him. Somebody hold me too close. Somebody hurt me too deep. Somebody sit in my chair and ruin my sleep and make me aware of being alive. Being alive. Somebody need me too much. Somebody know me too well. Somebody pull me up short and put me through hell and give me support for being alive. Make me alive. Make me alive. Make me confused. Mock me with praise. Let me be used. Vary my days. But alone is alone. Not alive. Somebody crowd me with love. Somebody force me to care. Somebody let me come through. I'll always be there, as frightened as you, to help us survive. Being alive. Being alive. Being alive.
Thank you so much, Tom. That was awesome. Thank you, music team. Great job today. Thank you so much. And Reverend Arlene, awesome, awesome. Thank you so much. At Unity, we believe in 5 basic principles, and they are: God is all good and active in everything, everywhere. I am naturally good because God's divinity is in me and in everyone. I create my experiences by what I choose to think and what I feel and believe. Through affirmative prayer and meditation, I connect with God and bring out the good in my life. I do and give my best by living the truth that I know. I make a difference. And one way of making a difference is by following the principle of giving and receiving. Here at Unity of Orange County, we have several ways that you can donate to our ministry. And one way is by just donating, by putting in your offering in our giving box or giving basket, which is coming around right now. And if you don't have anything to put inside or you're giving another way, you can just put your hand over the basket to bless it, and we appreciate that very much. You can also text to 77977, and in the message put Unity of OC Give, and you can give by just putting in a weekly or a monthly, a one-time, however you would like. All of your donations are greatly appreciated to help keep our ministry running and also to keep our, for future ministries. You know, next year we hope to be in another place, a better and better place. So we want to start raising our savings account for that. And that's going to be important too. And we'll have a little chat about that later, how we're going to be having visions workshop to create our future. That's exactly what Arlene is talking about today. Thinking is receiving for sure. So thank you again. And so at this time, is there anybody here for the first time? We don't mean to embarrass you. You don't have to stand. You can just raise your hand. And here we have a beautiful Unity person who is just, we have someone over here. They're over there in the corner. There you go. Hi, how are you? And welcome. Well, we would just love to have a blessing for you today. Oh, there's it's talking. Okay, so our blessing to you. We love you. We bless you. We appreciate you. And we behold the Christ in you. Thank you so much. And if you fill out that form in the front, and then you can get on our mailing list, and that would be awesome. All right. So let's stand and really bring in more light by singing This Little Light of Mine.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. All right, sing out now. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine. Oh, let it shine. And while you're standing, please join hands and let's sing our peace song, and then we'll do our prayer for protection. On earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. And the presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. And together, wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Yay, God.